Welcome back to Trekyards, everybody. He's Commander Cock. We're going to talk about the Cardassians today.
Yes, Kim's favorite ship.
Oh, no. What is it? Cardassians. That's the one. I knew what I
Yes,
was talking about the whole time.
the longest running non-joke ever. So this is just we're going back a little bit in the game legacy of games, although not in Legacy. This is Star Trek Armada 2's Cardassian Legate class. Now, Armada 2, hopefully most of you have played. This was the game at the time for sort of real-time strategy, fleet combat. It had Patrick Stewart and Michael Dorn as Worf. It had a great story. It had 6 playable factions, including Borg, really interesting clone storyline, and just super fun. And this is a Cardassian ship, which, every faction invented new ships. And the Cardassians had quite a few new ones, because there's only 3 ships in all the Cardassian canon. This is one of the new ones. So, Stuart, what do you think of the Cardassian Legate class? With, of course, its, 2004, 2003 limited model detail, which we will forgive and hopefully look past. What do you think?
I think it's fine. It looks like a spooky ghost going, ooh. Yeah, Legate is, of course, captain, essentially, in the Cardassian military. So this is, you'd think it'd be a top-tier ship. I don't think it is. I think it's mid-tier by the looks of it. And we've looked at the Hideki before. We've looked at some of the other Cardassian designs. There's some interesting ones. This one seems like one of the not so interesting designs. Yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan. What did you think of it, though, Sam?
Well, it's nice. And in the sense that it's it's a real statement, right? There's a box of the Cardassian aesthetic, and you can go far beyond as long as you keep the sort of paint scheme roughly there. But this is definitely a more faithful interpretation of variants. And I think look at the Breenock class years ago, the dual pylon, dual secondary hull one, because we've done this for quite a while, Stuart. We looked at a lot of things. And this is a nice, faithful one. I'm kind of interested if the flipped nature of the wings, of having that sharp thing, adds something. But I can read from the Trek Core Gaming website about the Legate class. If you'd like to hear the official, the Legate class cruiser is equipped with powerful plasma torpedoes, providing the ship with long-range bombardment capabilities. Fleets of the Legate in it gain the benefits of extended offensive range. So there you go. It is a long-range torpedo boat.
Yeah, I remember it now. There's every faction in the game, of course, has one of these. This kind of sits off in the distance and really powerful hits to ships. But it's not tough. If you get in close, it doesn't last too long. So it's meant for long distance.
Oh, it's a weapons carrier, not a shield carrier. Basically, do you like the point design, which is the big added thing, versus the kind of gradiented going back galore?
I don't know.
Other views. Yeah, let's evolve our thinking. I think I like it, but of course I'm looking past the 86 pixels of the design. So, the back view. Now this looks like that mantis, if that's the creature in the sea, that kind of, or the ghost creature joke. This is quite pleasing to me in terms of aesthetic, but I feel like I recognize it, so.
Yeah, I felt like some kind of bird, honestly, when I first saw this image, because the wings, So anyway, still maintaining that pincer thing at the back, which is like a good Cardassian aesthetic. Very bug-like or crab-like. There's a lot of animals you can say this looks like, is what I'm saying.
3, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
I do think I quite like the grilling on it's not the neck, but the back pylon. The fact it's all grilling, I think if that was in high poly and just see it all be this rib detail, kind of like the back of the phaser, the target phaser, that actually be quite a pleasing design, implying some level of extra armor or even cheap armor that we have all we have is that to function as hull. It's not just a hull. It's almost as if they've stripped down the back and left it with just the supports, potentially, because it does feel thinner than the average galore. Not that we know the scale necessarily, but it feels like it has a smaller pylon.
I don't have a problem with the way that looks at all. It doesn't feel less armored to me. I wouldn't have even thought that. It's funny, when you were talking, though, I kind of got the feeling that Khan from Into Darkness might have been part Cardassian, because that is an aft nacelle, is what that is. And that's the strut for it.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not.
Oh, single aft nacelle, yes. It's definitely smaller, though, because the window scale is very understandable. So this is definitely, you know, weapons forward and then not much other ship.
I wish it was smoothed out more. This is very blocky and game-like for sure. Yeah, I wish there was like a high-end version done.
Yeah, you're not meant to get this close, nor ever in high definition. I mean, everyone's PCs at the time Pro couldn't run any HD, let alone this game. And it amuses me that I'm wondering how much of this might have been, kitbash is the wrong word, but utilizing parts, since you can see a distinct separation line between the secondary hull bit and the forward bit. Might be the texture line, and even not just that, the grilling on the side into the main body. I'm wondering if maybe they had it a certain design and then late stage they said, no, this doesn't quite work, let's add this other detail in, and the textures don't quite line up to kind of like, because I think it works better if you include that. If you took it away, it'd be too, I don't know, but I wonder if that was a thing.
Possibly. Looks like there might also be a shuttle bay door at the on the head of that there at the back, which I kind of like. I like that. That would be kind of neat.
Well, if it's a smaller ship, then that's a really, dangerous place to put it. But I mean, everyone's a trained pilot, right? I mean, you know, it's fine, right? It's fine. Right, bottom view again. That animal I'm thinking of, the mantis thing, super there. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, I wouldn't necessarily say aggressive, but it's definitely like, if you walked in and saw this over you in a shuttle, you'd be like, oh, darn.
Yeah, you would think that forward points would feel aggressive, but to me, this doesn't.
Yeah,
it's almost welcoming, like coming in for a hug.
That's what I mean. It's like an oh dear, but not in like a kill you way. It's kind of a hi.
Yeah. It's got the main weapon of a Cardassian ship on the front there, that beam weapon that they have.
Beautifully square. Just a little show. Well, I'm struggling to find areas that I would associate being the launchers for the bombardment tech, as in torpedoes or whatnot. Wonder what they're implying that could be.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Because it was a specialized, like, it didn't like, it was like slow little doof, doof. And a lot of damage at long range. The only thing that I would say if I didn't know any better would be that front weapons thing, but
you do know better, so you're not going to say it. I mean, it could be there's two lower pods either side of near the pylon at the back, which oddly loading the hull doesn't feel right, but it's okay. I feel like if they were pods, then that'd be a great place to have forward weapons protected by the rest of the ship.
Yeah.
I felt that'd be a good placement.
Yeah, absolutely. And I gotta give them credit for at least detailing the bottom, because in Armada you never saw the bottom of the ships unless they exploded and you see the part. And you could go down to close up, but
well, we've looked at a lot of these ship models, and in fact they're all super interesting how they do. This has more of a broken texture feel in terms of you see the edges, but like you said in the previous one, they do not feel like they've skipped on the bottom. It's just as thought out as the top, but it didn't have to be necessarily. So yeah, I commend them for that for sure. Even if it's just, let's put this bit here. Okay. It's like, yeah, but it works.
I know there's a lot of similar grilling looking parts here on the bottom and the front and whatever, but those two main ones on the secondary hull front seem like they could also be like shuttle bays or something.
On the leading edge.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. It'd be different, but yeah, imagine if those doors kind of went out like the the Joan Grievous's ship. They kind of sliding doors, but like going out. It'd be cool. It'd be weird, but it'd be cool. But let's look at the back then. Yeah, very classic. I mean, it's nice. It's gentle, but it's nice.
Yeah, and in no way does it feel aggressive. I love that you said manta ray, because it definitely feels like that. It's got that kind of peaceful, just cruising through the water kind of vibe.
Although hashtag caught ya. Right there, Stuart, at the bottom near the back, there's a broken texture tile. Do you see it with squiggly lines?
I do.
We saw you, Armada 2 creator from 2000. You failed this city. It's a very long time ago.
Although it could just be really a freaky paint scheme. It's like, yeah.
That goal will just hide that day. That's the mural. Yeah, 2001. So damn artist from 23 years ago, you've let us down. But orthographic. Now this is where we'll get a full vibe difference compared to the galore. It's good. Actually feels different to the galore in this view, I think.
I just see cutesy ghosts.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But look past that, Stuart. Work with me.
I mean, man, I like those forward points, but I don't like those forward points. It's one of those really strange things.
Yep. So I also believe they're thrusters. The point lights, because they're all over the galore. Not that big, but I believe that's what it's meant to be.
I see. That's right. Well, this thing's meant to spin as it goes through space. So that's why they're so big and
but they're not weapons, and they're weirdly pointed. But the shapes, though, I would certainly I'd curve them out a little bit and add hull either side, so it wasn't flush with space. I think that's needed.
Well, knowing what I know about this ship in the game and how it does just a big at a certain location, I can see those two things being like emitters that like converge to create the.
Yeah, plasma something or others.
Yes.
I know this isn't at all correct, but this view it looks. Although interestingly, I think they might have mirrored the texture from the top and the bottom of the middle of the hull. It's hidden by some. Oh, okay. But hey, it actually works. Actually, I hadn't noticed that, but actually, because you're hiding part of it from the top, it doesn't really. Anyway, so top and bottom, the back bit behind the bridge module, the middle module, reminds me of Voyager's neck with the two Greebly pods, the middle line in the middle, and the kind of the neck arrangement lines. It's very Voyager-y, at least aesthetically.
Yep, just stretch it out a bit, change the color. Yeah. Totally agree.
No, it literally is just mirrored textures, and it actually works absolutely fine. Huh.
Yeah. I like the color of the Cardassian ships.
Yeah.
Kind of that brown, mustardy color.
With the added sort of copper and... Yeah, it's a really good art scheme that just is so distinct. But no, I like both these views. I think if this was a high poly version, I would absolutely see it as part of the fleet. Wouldn't think anything of it as being a smaller cousin to the Galore with a bit less going on, but, its own unique thing. Front, back, and side. Now that is a Galore.
Yes.
Yeah.
The profile is nice too. I didn't think it would look that nice, honestly. I kind of like that. Seems like there's a building on top of it. I mean,
that's the Galorian aesthetic.
Yeah.
Isn't it glorious?
Yeah. The front and back views I think are pretty impressive. But yeah, it's just a Galore, essentially.
At least like 85, I can kind of see where they've pulled and stretched, but the fact that they've achieved a almost identical and yet many pieces different, again, shows testament to the designers able to achieve within the box, and yet, because if you put them, top and bottom, you would not think Galore, you would know it wasn't. This, however, hides it, so what on them for kind of hiding in plain sight. But, Stuart, let's do the extra work. Let's compare it to a Galore as well. Both at a comparative size and at I don't know why I did the small one. I'm guessing that's the size I thought it was based on the window scale, because that would make sense. I did this a while ago, Stuart. So I think that's Windows. Yeah. I mean, you can tell the window scale's off. So window scale and the same size scale.
Very glorious. I like the size difference one. I like the little one because that makes perfect sense. And I would be perfectly fine to see these flying in formation with a fleet at that size. At the bigger size, not so much.
Yeah. Although it is because the details are more blurry if they're smaller, so they look better because they're not high res. But see what I mean? It's actually incredibly different to the Galore. I mean, none of the shapes are actually the same in terms of the main hull shapes. They're all different angle, and yet we were both thinking, is it very similar? I kind of knew it wasn't, but I couldn't quite pinpoint why. But yeah, look at it, it's entirely different.
And yet so much the same.
Yeah.
The structures on the tops are...
Yeah, the structures are closer, yeah. And I'm so glad I say certain things and I'm right. I'm so glad that, the taper into the back is thinner, notably, and it is grilling, and you can absolutely see that being, if you put armor on top of that, it would be the main Galore. I was 100% right, and I actually like that. It has the stepped approach. It gives it that, we have to do this for a reason, versus the Galore's organic. Yeah, it's just the whole ship. Yeah, I really like that.
It's the Galore looks, and the Galore looks so much more aggressive. I don't know, something about those forward points, which are generally assumed to be aggressive, just don't feel it.
When I see this in that specific frame of mind, I see the Galore in this view as those big broad shoulders of like a football player. Like, come at me, bro. It's not starting, but it's ready to take you on. The other one doesn't have that. Although this doesn't make you appreciate how good the Galore is a design. It's so damn simple. It's like a shovel with a pincer, but it's so well balanced and so well detailed. I love that pincer. Well, it's just obviously the Vorcha-ish. No, this is really. I mean, I'm glad Past we did these because I was thinking we should do these. I'm glad he did. No, this is great. This makes me appreciate it even more. That's great, yeah. But then the side comparison, it's so small. Oh goodness!
It's hard to believe that's the same scale as the last picture.
It loses the elegance of the side when it's that small. Ironically, it has more of a big belly feel versus the other one, which has a kind of a stepped. But yeah, very, very different. I mean, it's, again, just sort of stepped. And I was again right. I had a feeling that the pincer was differently proportioned. And it's thicker comparative to the size of the ship versus the other one, which is thinner. This blends in more, so it does feel different again.
And it's also not stepped up like on the Galore. Yeah. It's just straight back. Which
also changes its feel. Yeah, I mean, this is great. This is very different yet very the same. Very cool. Do you have I assume you prefer Galore, but if you had to vote on a winner for side view?
Oh, they're both kind of ugly, side view wise. I never liked the Galore side view. On
that impossible decision, Stuart, let's jump back to the first picture, the last picture, the abstract beauty. So we've been on a journey here, Stuart, from that classic, it's basically the same, to nope, fully different design, but aesthetically so close that it tricks your brain.
Yeah, I would have said it's very similar to the Galore. Had I not seen the comparisons, so
isn't that kind of testament to good design of the 90s and early 2000s? It's like this is hit after hit of just might not be exciting necessarily, but it works and it's good. It's logical design, so I like it.
And Trekyards saw it was good,
and so it was.
But you guys, let us know what you think about this design and any of the discussions we came up with. Or if you know something that we don't, let us know in the comment section. That's what it's there for. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and notified, bell notification icon, so you don't miss any live or edited content from us. And please come join us for those lives and interact with us in real time. We'd really appreciate that because we love you guys.
And we're guessing you probably played Armada. So if you did, let us know if you have memories of playing the Cardassians and having possibly 20 or 30 of these, which I'd at least once. And if you want to support what we do here to bring these old ships back into modern attention for you in the fine audience of Trekyards and YouTube in general, then support us if you can via Patreon. It's a monthly service that helps what we do here. Or join the channel, say anything but the YouTube slant, or Super Chat on any live discussing many of the topics that we do, as they're pretty broad and pretty all over the place in a good way. And of course, the ships. Or PayPal, trekyards@hotmail.com, or buy a shirt. Links down below. And it all helps, right? All helps.
Yep. So until next time, I'm Captain Foley. We're Legate Foley, I guess.
And I am just Sam, the janitor. But with a secret Tasha, of an order mission you'll never guess. Cockings.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.